What's up, Internet? This is Ramblin' Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Brian's Journey. Now, full disclosure, I somehow managed to lose all the progress that I made in the last episode, so I had to redo it again. So, this time around, my stats ended up being a little bit higher than the last time. I guess I fought some more random battles. I think my item list is a little bit different. I found a couple heroes drinks during random battles, so that's a little bit different. But all in all, none of that should really make that big a difference. So anyways, here we are in the desert cave. And we got some Rockies. Now, one thing that I want to talk about today was the... oh, well, there's a rock shower. Is the idea of using spirit armor. And the reason I bring this up is because it came to my realization that I've mentioned the idea before of using Vampire's Touch and Power Staff. So basically just using Power Staff to give yourself a little bit of an edge. If Vampire's Touch isn't quite enough to take down an enemy on its own. Or not take down an enemy, but to keep yourself healthy while you're doing it. And that's a pretty good methodology, but Spirit Armor also works quite well. Because obviously, it reduces pretty much all damage to like 1 or 2. And if the damage you're taking is 1 or 2, then obviously Vampire's Touch is going to be much more capable of healing you back up to full health, or at least healing you for more damage than you're taking, which is what's really important. But that's not really a good idea, in my opinion. I don't like the idea of using Spirit Armor. That is what it's called, right? I don't know if it was Soul Armor, but yes, it is Spirit Armor. And the reason I dislike that is really quite simple. It comes down to defense. You gain defense by taking damage. And while reducing the amount of damage that you're taking is certainly a good idea, and it's certainly going to help you survive, in the long term, I feel like it's better... Well, I mean, not even just... Oh, what the heck is this thing? It is, I guess you could say, more than a feeling. It's important to not just reduce the damage, because if you can heal through the damage anyways, it's better to take it and then heal it. That way, you are getting that defense experience, which is important, because defense actually makes a really big deal. Although I probably took a little bit too much damage in that fight. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of healing here. So basically, what I'm getting at here is, the long and short of it is, basically, if you're in a situation where you're going to be taking a survivable amount of damage, then you might as well take it, because it's going to increase your defense, and that is ultimately only going to help you in the long term. Just looking at my map here. Here's some interesting items, or that is in fact not at all true. These are not items. These are red wyverns, and the reason they're interesting is because they look big and menacing, and they have a whole lot of health, but at the end of the day, they're actually pretty, like, really weak. Obviously, the one is using Fireball level 1, which is doing 1 damage to me. And they have this Fire Pillar attack, which if you attack from below, doesn't do anything. But this is also a good situation for what I'm kind of trying to explain here. This Fire Pillar does about 12 damage. And you know what? That's about how much I'm healing with Vampire's Touch. So I might as well take that damage and heal it, because that way I'm getting defense experience. And that's basically what I'm trying to say here. Chest. There's a chest here? What? Am I lost? I feel like I'm lost. Okay, I know where I am now. So, I mean, really, there isn't a whole lot else to say on that matter. I wouldn't say take as much damage as you can, because obviously, well, that's kind of counterintuitive, but if you are taking attacks that are doing less damage than your Vampire's Touch is healing, then yeah, I actually would say take as much damage as possible. And I didn't mean to leave this place. There's a spirit I still want to get in there, but it's not a big deal. I think what I'm going to do at this point is switch between wind and earth and go up in increments of 5. Oh man, Red Rose Knights. I say that mostly because the Red and White Rose Knights in Quest 64 were kind of ridiculous. So anyways, back on the topic of taking damage. Where did I leave off? Yeah, so if you are taking damage, taking hits like these ones that are about as much damage as Vampire's Touch can heal, then very much so, I would say, take as much damage as you can. You're going to be healing yourself back up every turn anyways. So the difference between taking 10 damage and taking 0 damage, it actually helps you to take that 10 damage. Because, like I said, it increases your defense. Just looking at my defense now that I've said that. Like, over the last few episodes, I've actually have gone out of my way to take damage in a lot of these random battles. If I'm facing off against a bunch of enemies, say there's 2 enemies that are weak and are doing 2 damage, and 1 enemy that is strong and doing 10, I will kill off those weak enemies first to purposely give that strong enemy as many chances to attack me as possible. And I know that doesn't make much, like, it's very counterintuitive, but at the same time, I think it's very important, because at this point in the game... Spirit Light. Well, let's use Honey Bread. At this point in the game, it's really easy to just say, you know what, I have all these awesome spells, and these enemies have so much health, I'm just gonna kill stuff. And it results in you really not getting as much defense as maybe you could. So how many do you have dewdrops? And like I said, having enough defense can really make a really big difference. Like, a big difference. Because how should I put this? Like, it's not... Like, I guess the point is more the fact that in Quest... Well, I guess probably in Quest 64 too, but in Brian's Journey, little differences make a big difference. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. Because a couple points of damage can be the difference between you coming out of a fight with less health or MP than you had and coming out of it with more. I know I've touched on this in previous episodes already, but I think it bears repeating. If you are coming out of a fight in better condition than you started it, then everything in the game is going to be really easy. Or everything in that area. I guess just that particular fight. But you know what I mean. But the moment that fights start doing more damage than you're healing, you're just slowly dying. And the difficulty, I wouldn't say it goes massively up, because ultimately, if you could... Bleh. You probably have restorative items sitting in your bag, and if you're losing a couple of MP every battle, it probably doesn't actually mean all that much. Like, you're just gonna use a dewdrop or something and be totally fine. Are there any spirits in this town? I don't really want to go... Oh, I can't go into any of these houses. Okay then. Or just not that house? Really? Well, okay then. I guess this is supposed to be like the barracks? Can I go into these other houses? I'm kind of actually interested in seeing what these people say in this town, because this is supposed to be like not the bad guys town, because these like villagers aren't evil, obviously, but like this is Brannoch. This is where the game ends, or where the bad guys reside, I guess. So... Oh, this is a pathway, not a wall. Okay, then. Right, I want to get some wings. So give me some black wings, please. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm just going to assume there's nothing else in any of these other houses. Now, there's one thing I want to also mention real quick, and if we look at my MP experience, it's at 84%. If I use a healing level 1, that should bring me up to 90%. If I use a healing level 2, that should bring me up to 96%. And that is in fact the case. And the reason... Are you not going to let me rest up at this inn? What is with this game and having inns that you can't actually freaking rest at? It's so annoying. Anyways, the point I was trying to make here is the fact that... Guilty turned the town upside down saying he was studying the magic. That's a statement and a half. Anyways, what I was trying to mention there is the fact that using level 2 healing doesn't actually give you any more MP experience than level 1 healing. That's all. So... I think I'm actually going to leave it here. I want to separate the events of Brannoch Castle into a separate episode. So we will see what's going on up in here on the next episode of Let's Play Brian's Journey. Catch you later.